Your ketone meter is bragging. Big numbers, bright confidence. Then the scale sits there like it is glued down. You drag through the afternoon. Then night hits and the cravings get loud. You start wondering if your body is broken or if keto is a scam, because the results do not match the effort. Here is the uncomfortable truth. High ketones can mean you are making fuel, not that you are burning your own fat. Moving to slide 2. Ketones are just an energy molecule your body makes when carbs are low and insulin drops. Most of them are produced in the liver from fatty acids, then released into the blood and used by tissues like brain and muscle. Think of them as a backup fuel that becomes available when glucose is less available. But a high reading on a meter is not a fat loss certificate. It is only telling you how much ketone is floating in your blood right now. That level goes up for a few reasons that have nothing to do with losing body fat. You can raise ketones by eating a lot of dietary fat, by being in a bigger energy deficit, by fasting, or even by being new to keto and not using ketones efficiently yet. Fat loss is about pulling energy out of stored body fat over time. Ketones can show up when that is happening, or when you are simply oversupplying fat and your body is packaging the extra into ketones. The number is a snapshot of fuel availability, not proof of fuel mastery. Moving to slide 3. Fat adaptation is the skill of using fat and ketones smoothly, especially between meals and during training. When you build that skill, your muscles get better at oxidizing fat, and you stop feeling like you need constant glucose to function. The payoff is practical. Energy feels steadier. Hunger tends to be calmer. Workouts feel more consistent because you are not bouncing between fuel sources as hard. You build it the same way you build any metabolic skill. Keep carbs consistently low enough for you. Keep protein steady. Then stop drowning the system in added fats all day. Give your body repeated chances to run on what you already have by spacing meals, training regularly, and sleeping enough to keep stress hormones from pushing cravings. When this clicks, you are not chasing ketone numbers. You are using fuel on purpose, and your body starts acting like it. Moving to slide 4. High ketones can mislead you when they are driven by what you are eating, not what you are burning. If you are adding a lot of fats to coffee, snacks, and sauces, you can create plenty of ketones while still being in a calorie surplus. Your body will happily burn the fat you just ate first, and stored body fat can stay relatively untouched. That is why weight loss can slow quietly, even when your meter looks impressive. You can also stay hungry if your meals are mostly fat, without enough protein and fiber-rich, low-carb plants to create real satiety. Ketones do not automatically shut off appetite, especially when stress and sleep are off. If the scale is stuck, treat high ketones as a clue, not a trophy. They might be telling you that dietary fat is plentiful, not that body fat is being reduced. Moving to slide 5. Low ketones can be good news. As you adapt, your muscles can pull ketones out of the blood faster and burn them, so less spills over into your meter reading. That can happen even while fat loss is improving. Training accelerates this because active muscle increases ketone clearance and overall fat oxidation. So do not panic if your numbers drop when you start walking more, lifting, or doing interval work you can recover from. Lower blood ketones can simply mean you are using the fuel instead of stockpiling it. What matters is trend and outcomes: waist, strength, energy between meals, and appetite control. If you feel better, perform better, and your measurements are moving, a lower ketone reading can be a sign that the system is working. The body gets efficient, and the meter stops looking dramatic. Moving to slide 6. When you start losing weight, your readings can look worse before they look better. Stress hormones can rise during a calorie deficit, a hard week at work, or even a long fast, and that can bump glucose and sometimes suppress ketones. Sleep debt does the same thing, so one bad night can distort your morning numbers. Hard training also shifts what you burn. After heavy lifting or intervals, your body may use more glycogen and glucose for recovery, so ketones can dip even if fat loss is on track. Then there is water. Early on, you drop water with glycogen, and later you can hold water from soreness or salt, which makes the scale feel chaotic. Adaptation is not linear, so your data will wiggle while your habits improve. The win is learning which signals actually mean something. Moving to slide 7. What you measure matters because ketones is not one thing. A blood meter measures beta-hydroxybutyrate, or BHB, which is a circulating ketone. Breath devices estimate acetone, which is a byproduct that tends to rise when ketones are being used and oxidized. Those two can move differently. You can have decent blood BHB and still blow a lower breath number if you are not using as much, and you can see higher breath acetone during weight loss even when blood BHB is modest. Urine strips are the least reliable over time. Early on, you spill extra acetoacetate into urine, so the strip looks dramatic. As you adapt, your kidneys reabsorb more and your tissues use more, so the strip fades. That does not mean you kicked out. It often means you waste less. Even blood meters vary by brand and by strip lot, and hydration or a messy finger can skew a drop. Timing matters too. Test fasted, after coffee, post-workout, after a salty meal, and you can get 4 different stories in one day. Use context. Pair the number with sleep, training, stress, hunger, and progress photos, and the reading becomes useful instead of noisy. Then protein enters and makes the story even messier. Moving to slide 8. Protein can lower ketones, and that is not automatically a problem. When you eat more protein, you deliver amino acids your body can actually use for muscle repair, immune function, enzymes, and connective tissue. That demand is real, especially if you train. At the same time, protein can raise insulin, even without carbs. Insulin does not just respond to sugar. It also rises to help move amino acids into cells. That insulin bump can reduce liver ketone production for a while, so your BHB reading drops. Gluconeogenesis is also normal here. Your body will make some glucose from amino acids and other substrates to supply tissues that need it. That process is mostly demand-driven. It is not a switch that turns protein into sugar in a way that automatically ruins fat loss. What matters is your total energy intake and whether you are recovering well. So if you push protein up, you might see lower ketones, but better training, better sleep, less soreness, and steadier appetite. That trade can be worth it. A single ketone number cannot tell you whether your diet is working if your goal is strength, body composition, or adherence. And then there's the shortcut that can make the number look great while changing very little. Moving to slide 9. Exogenous ketones can spike your ketone reading without any fat loss, because you drank the ketones. Appetite may drop for a few hours, but it is not magic. And GI issues are common, especially at higher doses. They can also become a costly habit that distracts you from food quality and consistency. Training can feel different too, sometimes smoother, sometimes flat, depending on intensity and the product. A higher number is not always a better result. Moving to slide 10. You need to decide which game you are playing, because different goals use different scoreboards. Therapeutic ketosis, like for certain neurological conditions, often targets specific ketone ranges and tighter carb control under medical guidance. Fat loss is simpler. It is driven by sustained energy deficit, adequate protein, and habits you can repeat, even if ketone numbers bounce. Performance is its own target. Many people do best by building fuel flexibility, using carbs strategically for high intensity, while keeping overall nutrition solid. Health is broader still, where labs, blood pressure, sleep, strength, and daily movement matter more than any single meter. Pick one primary scoreboard for the next 4 weeks. Then use measurements that match that goal, and let everything else be supporting data. When you do that, the day-to-day fluctuations stop feeling like failure and start looking like normal signs of adaptation. Moving to slide 11. Here are the signs you are adapting, and they are mostly about steadiness. You can go longer between meals without feeling desperate. If you used to get shaky or foggy when you were late to eat, that starts to fade. Workouts feel more even, not a burst and crash. Cravings shift too. You may still like carbs, but the urgent pull gets quieter. And mornings get better. You wake up with usable energy, instead of needing food immediately to feel human. None of this has to be perfect day to day. You are looking for a clear trend toward calm, predictable energy that makes your plan feel sustainable, not like a daily fight. Moving to slide 12. If you want feedback you can trust, use a tracking stack that matches your goal and filters out noise. Start with a waist measurement once a week. Same spot, same conditions. It is often a better signal of fat loss than day-to-day weight. For scale weight, Stop using single weigh-ins. Log it and watch a 7 to 14-day trend line. That trend tells you if your intake and activity are actually working. Add a simple hunger and craving score, 1 to 10, once a day. If the scale is flat but hunger is dropping, you are usually moving in the right direction. Keep brief workout notes too. Write down performance markers you care about, like reps, load, pace, or how hard it felt. Improving performance with stable hunger is a real win. If you use fasted glucose, use it sometimes, not obsessively. Take it after a normal night of sleep, before coffee, and compare it to your own baseline. One odd reading can be stress, sleep, or a hard workout. Put it in context, then move on. When you track like this, you stay focused on outcomes, not random numbers. Moving to slide 13. Do not chase the meter. Eat to your goal, keep your plan consistent for weeks, and use ketone readings as context, not a grade. Lower numbers are not automatically failure, especially if your waist, trend weight, and workouts are moving the right way. If you have diabetes, take glucose-lowering meds, or you are pregnant, loop in your clinician before changing carbs or fasting. If this helped, subscribe. Comment with what signal you trust most. This content is educational and not medical advice. Metabolism first. Everything else follows.